ASU. This show is the first show of mine since the Oscars, so it's going to be a brief recap of the Oscars, considering, it's been, almost a week since Oscars Sunday. So I will be doing that. We're going to pay homage to one of the best movies of the 2000s as well. That's pretty relevant to the upcoming spring break we're going to have, or as James Franco's character Alien would say, spring break. And I figure, what better way to celebrate than by playing a song or two from the Spring Breakers' iconic soundtrack? But first, if you're a regular listener, we gotta get to film news before I do any music related stuff. But also quickly before we get to film news, happy St. Patty's Day. And if I had thought of a good enough Irish movie theme song, I probably would have played it. And it's not that they don't exist. It's just that right off the top of my head, I can't really think of one. When I think of great Irish music, I'm not thinking in terms of soundtrack music. But you gotta check out movies of the great Cillian Murphy. You gotta check out movies of the great Colin Farrell, Paul Mescal, not Mescal, it's Mescal, Barry Keoghan. Check it out. Obviously, Brendan Gleeson. Yeah, man, check it out. Check it out. It's good stuff. And you know, I don't think John Wayne was Irish, so we're not going to count him in that. We're just not going to do it. But yeah, there's a bunch of great Kerry Condon, and yeah, man, there's just so many great Irish actors to dig into. If you're a fan of Irish cinema, Liam Neeson. Oh my goodness, we could go on and on about it. But anyway, I'm just gonna stop it there. Oh, really quickly, Michael Fassbender. You gotta check his performance as Bobby Sands. So there's a St. Patrick's Day movie recommendation. A sad one, but a good one. And don't forget, Daniel Day-Lewis, half Irish, so it counts. So it counts. All right, I'm gonna stop right there so I don't get too far ahead of myself. But first things first, film news. Now that I'm done listing all of my favorite Irish actors that I can think of. So recently, it's been announced, and this is sad. So we gotta get the sad news out of the way. Lance Reddick, the actor, passed away today at 60. And I don't have all the information about it, but he was a great character actor, one of the most dependable, one of the coolest in the world of character actors. John Wick 4, you can see him in, that's coming out this month. So it will be a bit sad seeing him in that movie, but hopefully you will just be overcome by his always, like I said, dependable, good performance. And will just get lost. If you love the good genre film or TV shows like one of my all time favorites, The Wire, the early seasons of The Wire especially, then you knew how good he was, and hopefully you'll get a kick out of revisiting his best work as an actor. And yeah, don't, if you're teary eyed, if you easily cry, maybe don't read the last interview he did with, was it Vulture? Talked about his collaborating with Keanu Reeves on the John Wick movies, and it's beautiful and it's sad. And all I can say is he was also really freaking funny on Eric Andre's show. So check that out too if you forgot. Anyway, gotta get that out of the way. Now, another thing that I was going to do that is lighthearted, that I'm still going to do because we need lightheartedness, especially after that news, is there's been a rumor in the world of art, also includes movies too. Lydia Tarr's death. I think that it's just a rumor. It's a false rumor, and I think it's stringed on by Twitter, and I disagree with it. She's living in Cuba now, in my opinion. She loves the women there. She got tired of, was it Thailand or the Philippines, whatever, wherever it was in that movie that she was doing her last show in. So if you're on Twitter and you follow her, do not be alarmed. She is still out there with, like, maybe Elvis, who knows? I am a Lydia Tarr is alive truther. Actually, Elvis died, but Lydia Tarr is alive, so don't let that Twitter account fool you. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing that she's gone, you tell me. So that's that. Next up on film news, just two more pieces, I think. So let's get to it. Quentin Tarantino I believe, has made a new movie announcement, folks, and this is his final movie. So, as usual, when I talk about Tarantino, I'm going to use his accent. So, here we go in my Tarantino voice now, if you're just listening. This is me breaking the news. His new film will be inspired by film critic legend Pauline Kael. Allegedly, alright? According to the Hollywood Reporter, QT, that's me, has given us the hint that what the overall film will be about. The Movie Critic is the title of the script, which is set in the 70s in LA with a female lead at its center, and their job is being, you guessed it, a movie critic. Considering Pauline Kael has made an impact on any Quentin Tarantino fan, and Tarantino himself, the diehard, I mean, that's me, anyone who knows this, if you're a Tarantino fan, I love Pauline Kael, all right? So, just if you read my latest book of writings, Cinema Speculation, then yeah, he liked Pauline Kael a lot, I did, more than Sheila Benson. So anyway, I cannot wait for this picture. This is me now. This is me talking now. And some are saying on Twitter, a lot of frantic film talk on Twitter, film Twitter, there's so much discussion that this will break. A lot of people are assuming that this will cause a meltdown on Twitter when this film is released. It's so much so that it might end Twitter. And for that, I say, what a hero. I mean, that is maybe the weirdest thing that could happen, but let's be honest with ourselves. Would it be the worst thing if Tarantino, out of all the people or celebrities in the world, if he was the one to, break Twitter because of his movie, because of the reaction that would perceive? I don't know, but I'm just guessing here, all right? And I think that if everyone's saying it, maybe it's true. Just maybe it's true. So, to quote, Al Pacino in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I would say to that, just what a hero. What a hero. I can't even do an Al Pacino voice, but he says in the movie, what a picture. And it's like a meme. So I just think that would be, pretty funny to do that. But yeah, I love the guy. So I can't wait for it to happen. Whenever it does. But, we still have time. And some people are saying it's not going to be his last picture, but you never know. You never ever know. And yeah, man, I just love whatever he's going to do next. That's just going to be so good. But basically, this is going to be my reaction when his new movie, The Movie Critic, comes out. It's going to be this, and this is Al Pacino. Hold on. This is my reaction.
The 14 Fists of McCluskey. What a picture.
Yeah, that's my reactions. But it's going to be The Movie Critic, not the 14 Fifths of McCluskey. But yeah, it's going to be good. So that's halfway done with the film news. And really quickly, Ben Affleck, the man who predicted streaming, or Netflix at least, believe it or not, has a new profile by a Hollywood Reporter where he compares golf to math, which I thought was interesting. That's, I guess, our funny news of the day. And I actually, even though I don't play golf, I'm going to be inclined to agree with him only because I agree with Ben Affleck on most things. And to be honest, it reminds me of how people talk about video games. Like, to him, golf is like math. Well, to me, video games, that seems to be the way the culture is right now. It seems to be the math. I mean, it has been that way for a long time, but based on what I've seen, like I said, I don't play golf, I don't play video games, but the culture dictates that to me. So that's American culture for you. And I am a fan of this upcoming Ben Affleck movie already without having seen it, just based on the fact that he directs it. He has never directed a bad movie that I've seen. I didn't see the one that got bad reviews. And, I'm just excited. I'm a basketball fan, so of course I want to see a movie about Michael Jordan's sneaker because I am that big of a fan. So that's the Ben Affleck news. Thought that was just a funny little tidbit. And now we're going to talk about Spring Breakers. This is, I guess, part of film news too. Spring Breakers, the movie from Harmony Korine, had its 10th anniversary this week. So it's being revisited. I revisited it on my TV screen because I got the DVD and I've had it for a long time, so it was good to just pop it in. I always rewatch it anyway during a spring break or at least during the summertime or springtime. And it's still, I mean, look, my review right off the bat, it's still eye candy, neon colored, fluid, gangster, purely cool, genius. Strokes of genius all throughout, from the performances, directing, music, everything. It's poetry. And that's not hyperbole. Speaking of hyper, I mean that's where the film's energy is, so we're going to talk about hyperbole, the movie's really hyper, it's really brilliantly entertaining. It's not hyperbole to say that it is, poetic genius. It's just, it's like poetry in motion. That's the best way I can describe it, actually. And everything from it. I mean, it contains James Franco's greatest performance. It contains, I mean, nothing beats the scene where the girls in the pink ski masks are dancing